Hey guys, what's going on? Doc Secco here, back at you with a brand new Call of Duty video today. So, one of our newest recruit to our team actually kind of gave me an idea about a video idea. He was actually telling a story about how when he was a kid, he actually suffered an injury and it actually almost cost him to lose his eyesight. So I decided to kind of, tell my own story about an injury I had when I was a kid. So, yeah, we'll just jump right into it. So when I was about 5 or 6 years old, maybe even younger than that, my mom, I actually rode with my mom to see my cousin and his mother. And basically, when we got there, it turns out that my cousin's mother's boyfriend's son was there. And at the time, he was probably at least double my age, maybe a little older. And, it's the first time I'd ever met the kid, so I didn't know this fool for shit. So, but, he seemed pretty cool. He was older than me, so I automatically wanted to be around him because that's how kids work. So, but anyway, we're hanging out there. I'm bored as hell. I can remember it, it was over 20 years ago, and I can remember it just like it was yesterday. I was super bored because, they were just sitting there talking, and, I wanted to get out and, fucking get into some mischief, and I couldn't because, I was only 5 or 6 and wasn't allowed outside by myself, especially in that neighborhood. So the kid actually, said kid actually approaches me and asks me if I would like to go outside. So I tell him, I'm like, yeah, that sounds fun, that sounds great. So we go outside, we go out through the garage, and he's like, he tells me, he's like, I got an idea. We can grab my pellet gun and we can fucking shoot birds and shit. And I was just a kid, so at the time I was just like, yeah, this older kid's wanting to hang out with me, so whatever he wants to do, I'm in for. So we so basically we get his BB gun, and we never found the first animal to shoot, which for the record, before you PETA people fucking freak out, we actually never killed anything. That was our intention, yes, but we actually never saw anything, and we actually never killed anything. Plus, that was over 20 years ago. So anyway, so we actually keep, we're walking around. Eventually, we find some fucking pop cans and bottles and shit like that to shoot at. Well, somehow we got on the discussion of his this particular pellet gun that this kid had, and he was getting really aggravated with the pellet gun, and he was telling me that he needed a new pellet gun. When I asked him why, it seemed like, yours works fine. Why would you need a new pellet gun? He said, well, the CO2 regulators, messed up, and it doesn't pump well, and it doesn't keep enough pressure to, basically drive the pellet into anything. So I'm just a kid. I have no idea what a fucking CO2 regulator is. So, he's like, here, I'll give you an example. He literally pumps this pellet gun probably 10 times. He puts it up to my head, right dead center of my fucking forehead, and he pulls the trigger, and he plants a pellet right in the middle of my forehead. After it was over, I was a little shocked at what had just happened because, I was always told my whole life growing up that, you get shot in the head with a gun, you're bound for death. So, I'm looking at the kid, he's looking at me. To be honest, the look on his face is priceless. It looks like he just seen a ghost, and, which I should have known it. I should have known that, he was fucked up because the whole time he was pumping, this BB gun, this pellet gun, the whole time he was pumping air into this pellet gun, he had, he had that look in his eyes. If you know what look I'm talking about, it kind of looked like he was looking at me like he wanted to, maybe wear my skin as a fucking trench coat. Is that look? So, so I should have known something was up, but once again, I was really little. I had no idea. The world was still innocent to me at that point. So, so after he shoots me, I head back into to the house. I wasn't feeling good. I got a headache and started getting real sick to my stomach, and I felt just like complete fucking garbage. So I told him I was going inside. He was worried about it. He was tripping a little bit, but I didn't really understand why. So it actually turns out, when I walk in the house, my mother's still sitting there talking to my cousin's mother, and the second she lays eyes on me, she jumps up from the chair and she starts freaking the fuck out. It was bad. She started you know, screaming, what in the hell happened to my kid, you know, whatever, whatever. And I'm just like, damn, how the hell does she know? I mean, I didn't have any plans on telling her, you know. How the hell did she know that I was hurt, you know? Turns out what I didn't know was what he actually shot me with was an actual pellet. It wasn't a BB, it was a pellet. And, you know, it was, you know, full metal, you know, it was like fucking looked like armor piercing, you know, an armor piercing fucking pellet. And what else I didn't know was it had caused a little trickle of blood to run right down between my eyeballs, down the bridge of my nose, and create a puddle on my shirt. So, you know, by the time I walked in, I hadn't noticed any of this. I was still feeling a little queasy, and you know, she was asking what happened, and you know, when we finally come clean, and the kid was like, "Yo, I shot him in the fucking head with my pellet gun." You know, it was just kind of over from there. You know, my mother about had a fucking shit fit, and she actually took me to the hospital. Once she takes me to the hospital, you know, we take the BB gun up there to show the doctor, you know, what I had been shot in the head with, and you know, he pulls the pellet out of my head, you know, and he tells me, he's like, "Hey, listen, basically it's like this. You know, I know a little bit about pellet guns. You know, it turns out that this gun has a bad CO2 regulator. It doesn't pump well. So that's probably is what, you know, saved your son from major, you know, having major problems, because apparently, according to the doctor, had the pellet gun been new and had a, you know, good hardware on it, that it would have that pellet would have easily pierced my skull, and it would have probably lodged itself into my brain, and you know, there was a good chance that it may have killed me. So, needless to say, I don't see. I actually never saw that kid ever again. I still see my cousin from time to time. He'll come in from out of town, but I never saw him ever again. And you know, people say it's the little things in life that make life so good. No, fuck that. It's actually the little things in life that will fucking cause you to, you know, hemorrhage inside your fucking skull and die. So, well, that's embarrassing. But guys, if you liked the video, give me a like at the bottom. Feel free to mash that subscribe button. Sorry, Silver, I had to take an idea from you. I thought it would be a good story to tell. So, yeah, guys, if you liked the video, like it, mash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and as always,